Hi, Tammy.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi,
Oh man.
Tammy. I'm so excited to talk to you. Okay, here's the thing. I saw you yesterday on the Hot Medusa comedy show,
Yeah.
and I was like crying,
Were you?
laughing. It was
Were
so
you?
funny.
Oh man, thank you.
You were
We
the
had
best.
fun. It was a fun
Yeah.
show.
But you know what? Honestly, you were the best one on the lineup.
Oh, thank you. I think all the ladies were great. Everybody have their own style, and I thought
True.
everybody was funny in their own. Comedy is subjective.
Right, right,
Everybody was
right.
amazing.
Comedy subjective. I as a producer, we just want 99% of the room to subjectively think you're funny.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
So can I say your real name?
Sure.
Yeah, because it's on your bio, right? So your real name is Tammy
Yeah.
Clark. So how'd you get your stage name?
Tammy E. Clark.
Tammy E. Clark. How'd you get your stage
Yes.
name? Tammy Tealove.
Um, Well, it was a combination because I have a day job. So a lot of people know me by my regular government name, Tammy, and
Hmm.
some people just know me and call me T. So I just put those two together and Tammy T Love. It's all self-explanatory.
And then it just stuck with you. So when you became
Yeah,
how long have you been doing comedy?
for over 2 years.
Yay! My 2 years coming up on November 1st.
Oh man, it's exciting. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah.
So your bio says you were born in Brooklyn,
Yes.
you were raised in LA,
Yes.
but you got your game from the Bay. Did I say that
I got
right?
my, that's right. I was born in Brooklyn. I was raised in LA, but I got my game from the Bay, man. Yes, that's right.
so
I got
you
my
st-
game from the Bay.
so you started comedy in Northern California because you live in Oakland now.
Yes.
Okay, so you're in Northern Cali now. Did you ever come out to LA to do comedy?
I have been to Flappers.
Oh,
I've done a few comedy shows. A gentleman named Keenan.
okay.
Not the famous Keenan,
We were like,
but
okay, you said it like no big
yeah.
deal.
No, not that guy. One day.
Right.
But outside park, I've done a few shows in LA in different places,
Okay.
and I'm just trying to have fun. I been in Oakland since like 90 something,
Mm,
95,
hmm.
but I just started doing comedy and taking it serious a couple of years ago.
But see, that's the thing. Like when I watched you do your stand up, when I watched
Uh-huh.
you do your set, you seem so fearless. Like you seem like you're having
Oh,
fun.
thank you.
You're having fun, and then B, it seems
Right.
like you just talk about whatever you want to talk about. You don't care. Because
Right.
I'm not, because a lot of people can't make filthy jokes that funny, right? Sometimes it's like
Oh,
the low
right.
hanging fruit or it's a cheap laugh, but you're creative with it and it's hilarious. So
Thank
what
you.
is your mentality? How do you write your jokes, and how are you just like, I don't care, I'm just gonna say whatever I want?
Honestly, I give it up to the queen, Monique.
Mm,
She basically gave me the permission to be myself on stage. Um,
mm,
and just in life. It's hard being a black lesbian woman of a particular age.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I come from a different generation of being gay,
mm.
lesbian, trans, the alphabet gang. I come from a different generation. So
Okay.
for me, this wasn't even allowed to even voice my opinion like this or say the things that I'm saying and say how much I love vagina. No, that I would never be able to say this, as a younger child.
Yeah.
So working with her, she gave me permission to just do say what you want to say, get out there and tell your story how you want to tell it. So that's
how
just
did
what I do.
how did she give you permission? Like, what'd she say? Was there something are you allowed to tell us what she said that
Well, she
inspired
just
you so much?
basically, yeah, it's just watching her on stage and then
Mm,
just and also Tone X, watching him on stage and having conversations with them and just the motivational things that they would tell me and just allow me to be myself. I get off stage, I would ask for advice. And the
mm.
advice that I would get just made me better every time I got on stage.
Yeah, so you didn't have this like ego where you're like, nah, don't tell me anything. I don't want to know. I don't want
Oh,
feedback. You were like, no, tell
no.
me, share,
Yeah,
share. You're open. Yeah.
only a fool doesn't seek knowledge. Yeah,
Hmm.
no, I've been in this game 2 years.
Yeah.
They've been in this game since Def Comedy
Yeah,
Jam.
I know,
You
right?
know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I used to watch these people on Def Comedy Jam, and now I'm on stage with them and asking them advice on how to get better. I'm not ever gonna not seek advice, and I'm gonna still fan out when I see
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Because you actually were the opening act for Monique, weren't you, at the San Jose Improv? Is that right?
No, I met her at San Jose
Okay.
Improv.
But did you
Yeah.
open for her? Did I hear that wrong?
Yes.
You
No,
did.
I did. Yeah. She
Dang.
took me on a few dates. Yeah.
Wow.
It was very fun.
What? Yeah.
Her,
So,
Tone X, and I. Yes.
as an opening act, how long was your set? It's like
Oh, it
10?
depended on how she felt. Um, and
You better be ready.
yeah, I had only been doing comedy for like 6 months.
Oh,
And
shit.
she was like, I want you to do 15, but don't go over 20, but not more than 10. And I'm like, what? So basically, if you good, you can stay longer than 10. If you're
Right.
doing even better than that, I'll let you have 15. If you
Ah.
feel like you're comfortable, then I'll give you 25. And I had to learn that as I went on.
So,
So,
so you
but
were
yeah,
just, so she was like, okay, you're going to start off with 10. You do 10. If you're doing well, she doesn't give you the
no,
light.
that was what she told me before I got on stage. So
Mm.
basically, I didn't know how much time I was going to have until they gave me the light. But it was, to me, it was all a test to
Yeah.
see what I do. Am I going to crack under the pressure? Am I going to focus on the time? Or am I just going to go up there and have fun until it's time for me to get off and introduce her?
And were you
So
nervous? Were you scared?
I'm still
Hell yeah.
nervous and
Was it
scared when I
freak?
get on stage.
So how
I
long
don't,
did you end up doing that night?
oh, that night I think I did like 25 minutes.
Shut up. 6 months
Yeah,
into stand up, you were up there for
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Yeah, it was
Just
a lot.
riffing, or you had material?
I had material and riffing. Yeah, it was a combination of both. Yeah.
Jeez, that's
And then
so cool.
it was just after I run out of material, it was, are you gonna stand up here, freak out, panic, and stutter, or are you just gonna keep on going and think of other things to talk about? So I just had to keep on going, which trained me today just to keep on going when I'm up there.
So when did you have that where'd you get that confidence to know, like, all right, well, whatever's coming out of my mouth is going to be funny? Or do you just try it and see
I
what
don't.
happens?
I try it. Some of the things that I've come up with on, I've come with some of the things that
Hmm.
have come up with have been something that has just happened on stage,
Hmm.
that I may have taken a phrase and turned it into a completely new set. Um, Example, the joke I did about the Kegels.
Yeah.
That was something that I was just on stage and I was doing something else, but that popped in my head and I said it because I saw a man with a bald head and everybody enjoyed it. So I kept it. And now I've turned it into a whole skit.
A whole skit. So now for people
Yeah.
who've never heard that bit,
They
so
gotta
tell
wait. They gotta
that
wait.
costs
No,
money. You can't
you
get that
gotta
for
come
free.
see me.
Come see
No,
the
you gotta
show.
come see me. Come see
Yeah,
the
but
show.
it's the funny thing is when I asked you to do this podcast,
Mhm.
it wasn't like I've ever seen your set. I just looked at
Oh,
your
okay.
Instagram and then I knew that you were going to be funny.
Oh, thank you.
Like some people
What, I
just
look
have that.
funny?
No, some people
He's
have
just a
that
funny looking
comedian
motherfucker.
vibe.
I
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
you
yeah.
was gonna
I'm
be
a booker.
funny.
I know she's doing well.
Damn, that's
No,
worked
and
up.
then so I saw it and I was like, oh, I can tell she's a comic. You know, some people you can tell they're a comic. They have a vibe, right? And then I saw
Okay.
your post that said, you have, you do your quotes.
Yeah.
The one of my favorite ones was something about not everyone is uh proud of you. You're
Right.
just surprised you keep making shit happen.
Right.
And I was like,
And
that
it's
is
true.
so true. But tell us about
I
that.
Because I know people are watching me. I know people don't believe that I'm really doing this.
Yeah.
Don't let this shine fool you. It's very beautiful. I don't have this type of money. I bought this off of Facebook. Let's get clear with that. I'm not rich or a billionaire, but it's
Right.
beautiful
Yeah.
and it shines. So I like it and I don't care. So it's
Yeah.
a lot of people out there that just watch me, but they don't believe that I believe in myself enough to make this happen. So I just let them watch me.
Nice. Because it's true. Like, and then, the term, I'm so proud of you. Like, when some people say that, I'm like, are you just surprised? Is that why you're proud of me? I get that. I get that thought.
Right.
You
Yes.
get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, are
You're
you just
surprised.
surprised?
Like,
Yeah.
wow.
I'm
That's
proud
what
of
you
you.
get.
You did
Wow,
that.
man, I'm really proud of you.
Yep. And
And
then what is
I always knew you was funny. That's what I'm getting now. I knew you was funny.
I knew you.
Like, all right.
But see, but funny doesn't mean you're a comedian. You know what I mean?
No,
But you have the comedian thing
I
going for
appreciate
you. You
it.
have that talent.
I
Here, I
appreciate
wrote
it.
I wrote other quotes. There's one that says,
Okay.
"Everyone won't think you're funny.
Right.
Focus on the ones who do."
Yes.
Talk about that. I want to hear your mindset
That
about that
is
one.
definitely I'm going to mention Monique a lot because
Yeah.
that was my first time ever being on stage.
Yeah. That was your
Especially in
first time ever being on stage?
yeah.
What?
And I okay, let me clarify. I was on stage once with some friends of mine in Sacramento in 2007. And but that wasn't nearly as close to being on stage with Monique in front of 400 plus people.
Oh
So
my
when I say
God.
that was my first time being on stage, that was literally my first time being on stage in front of an audience of that magnitude on that
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
So what was the question?
Oh, so talk about the mindset behind everyone won't think you're funny.
Yes.
Focus on the ones who do.
So I'll give you an example. We were in, she took me to Texas,
Hmm.
to Arlington, Texas. And in San Francisco, the jokes that I'm doing is going over. I'm thinking that I'm improving.
Yeah.
Remember, it's only been 6 months or so since I started doing this.
Yeah.
And so I'm still now realizing today that I'm still working on my material.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my material in Arlington, Texas, and it's everything is falling flat. Nothing is hitting. The people are just staring at me, and I'm feeling uncomfortable. And then I start seeing people that like I grew up with, not their actual faces, but those stares looking back at me,
Yeah.
the looks that you got from your relatives when you're little. So I start feeling uncomfortable. And
Uh-huh.
then when I told her about it, she pretty much said exactly what that quote was. Don't focus on the people that don't think you're funny.
Yeah.
Focus on the people that are having fun. When
Ah.
you're on that stage, you're going to see a group of people that's going to sit there with their arms crossed, and you're going to see a whole nother group of people that are having a blast off of what you're saying. Turn
Right.
your attention to those people and watch all of that laughter spread, because the rest of the people are going to join in on the fun. Nobody wants to be left out. And I've seen myself get on stage, and I've seen people stand there and they're mad or they're sitting there, and I won't say them directly, but I'll point out the energy that they're giving me. And
Mm.
before the end of the show,
Oh.
they're
Yeah, you
clapping.
won them
And I'm
over.
like, hi,
Yeah.
got you.
But you're so likable. It's like hard to not
Thank you.
it's hard to not just be like, all right, I'll give in.
Yeah. So I just, and that was it. She just,
Yeah.
her, Monique and Tone X, those two individuals
Yeah.
stressed having fun on that stage. And Brandy
Uh,
Maury. Brandy, she also, they all stressed having fun. Chris
yeah.
Riggins, Troy Mod, they all the people that I've been around doing comedy, they've all stressed having fun on the stage. And
Yeah.
then everything else will fall into place. Once the people see you having fun,
Yeah.
then they're gonna want to have fun with you.
And then they're comfortable. They trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I deal with the uncomfortableness of me at the beginning.
Yeah.
We're gonna get that out the way. I already know what you're thinking. You can let your girl go. I ain't trying to steal your girl, you know. All that stuff that you thinking in your head, the church ladies, you can relax.
Right. The
All of that,
church ladies.
Yeah. And we're gonna address all of that at the beginning. We're gonna
Nice.
get the uncomfortableness out the way. Then we're gonna rock and have some laughs.
Listen to you. It sounds like you figured this out for yourself. You figured out this game for yourself, you know? When I say game, I mean it in a good way. But like I remember like as a new comedian, it's so easy to look at that one person not laughing, isn't it? And to be like
No,
and to be
they
like,
want you. They want
yeah,
that attention.
yeah,
I ignored them, but
yeah,
I ignore them to a degree because I'm watching them. Like I'll watch the audience before I go up.
yeah,
Another, you know,
right,
lesson learned. I
right.
watch the audience before I go up. So that person that's sitting there and they're not laughing and or they're uptight, I've already peeped your demeanor while I was getting ready for the show. So
Hmm.
now that I'm on stage, I can address your demeanor in a way that's so funny that you're not going to get offended. You're just going to be like, oh, my bad.
I love it. And you know what? And by the way, I'm a Capricorn too.
That's
Tammy's
right.
a
Capricorns
Capricorn. See,
rule.
that's why we know
Right.
about that hard work. We
The
know
big
about
dogs
this.
of the zodiac.
Yeah,
That's right. Look it up. If you don't believe me, Google it.
Google it.
Big
Okay,
dogs of the zodiac.
I have another quote of yours that I like. It
Okay.
says, "You will be too much for some people. Those aren't your people."
Right. You gotta start telling people what you're thinking and what you're dreaming. I tell people I talk to everybody. I talk to because I don't know who this person could be a
You
potential
never
fan.
know. Yeah.
You never know. Or they could be a potential boss. I don't know. So I talk to people and you just sometimes you give all of your dreams away
Hmm.
to people who aren't dreamers.
Mm,
All they see is what could go wrong with what you're trying to do
hmm.
instead of the success that you could have at the end of it.
Right.
And I'm getting ready to be 50 years old.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm a
Really?
black don't crack,
Look
baby.
at you. You don't.
I'm about to be 50 years old. That's right.
Wow.
So the second half of my life is going to be on my terms. I'm
Yeah.
not going to live for anyone else.
Yeah.
And you have to know who has your corner. This is what I want you to do. For 48 hours, don't text anybody, get off social media, don't reach out to anybody. See who reaches out to you.
Mm,
The people that reach out to you within those 48 hours, they are really concerned about your well-being.
mm-hmm.
Because if you go missing for 48 hours and nobody hits you, God, dog. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
That's fucked up.
That happened to me by accident because I ended up in jail. Right, one
See?
time. and then
See?
and then people were actually looking for me. I was like, "Oh, that's so
Right.
sweet." Right? Cuz they say you
Right.
don't know who's there for you until you're in the hospital, in jail or need money. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's right.
Wow, you're going to
They're going to the hospital, you die, you get married, any of those things, you win a lotto,
Yeah,
any of those things, you'll find
you'll
out
find
who
out.
your true friends are.
So,
Man.
don't you think it's to your advantage though that you started comedy later in life? Cuz I
To
started
a
at
degree.
38. I think it's our to our advantage.
Well, I think it is now because to a degree,
Mhm.
I'm more of a Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Moms Mabley, Phyllis Diller
Oh,
type. You
okay.
know, of course, Monique and some more.
Yeah.
But my thing is the way I talk now in comedy is not it's not being done.
Mm.
If I can say that.
You mean
Did
you
I
mean
do
your
too much?
delivery, your style?
Yeah, my
Like your
style.
style. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because your style is more like you're saying the way Richard Pryor was and
right,
Monique and that style back then.
right.
Is that what you're
So
saying?
yeah. So
Mhm.
a lot of the now is skits and doing internet. And I'm not really a skit internet savvy person.
Oh
So
yeah.
I prefer you come see me live
Me
and you get
too.
come see this live
Yes.
energy because it's so
Yeah.
much different than watching me on your computer.
So different. So
Because the
and
jokes are going to be different according to the audience reaction.
right. The energy of the room. And plus you're
Yeah.
probably good at riffing and you're good at crowd work. I can tell. you know?
I've been told.
Yeah, I can tell. Like I don't have that. I'm a very craft my jokes kind of person,
But
you know?
again, that I believe that comes from the old school um style of comedy.
Hmm.
You know, the audience member wants to feel part of the show.
Yeah,
They don't want to feel attacked,
right,
but they want to feel like they came to a show and now they're a part of it and they're having fun with you. As long as you bring them
right.
into the fun and not no dark corner of your comedy mind.
I do, you know, because we have that. Because we
Right.
have that dark corner. Well, first of all, like every time I see, it's usually a dude, honestly, who does crowd work, and then
Mhm.
they're too mean. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, don't, the audience is on your side. Don't,
Yeah, they're there to have fun with you,
right. Like,
you
don't
know.
make fun of them like that. You know, you can make fun of them, but like in a friendly way, right?
Right.
But do you
And
feel, go ahead.
go ahead. You go
Uh,
first.
I was going to ask you a whole different question. So you
Go
were
for
going to,
it.
oh, do you feel
Okay.
like there's a big difference between female comics and male comics, if any at all?
Um, that's it's tomatoes and tomatoes. I think we put too much emphasis on the difference between male comics and female comics. Are
Hmm.
you funny?
Right. Period.
Are you funny? Period. Because
Yeah.
I know some funny female comedians that can't stand on the stage with some male comedians.
Uh
You
huh.
know what I'm saying? And I know some male comedians that can't stand on stage with some female comedians. They'll get blown out the way. So are you funny? That is
Blown
the
out the way.
that's right. Are you funny? You
Uh
know,
huh.
that's what it boils down to. And are you willing to do the work to
Yeah.
get funnier?
Yeah.
You
Do you
know,
do you do a lot of open mics? What's your process like?
my open mics is on stage.
Interesting.
Win or fail. I'm
So
gonna
you
try
don't.
some. If that don't work, oh okay. Well, let's move on. Um,
So you
what are we
don't
gonna
actually go
do?
to open mics. Open mics. You do
I
it on.
probably do.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they're called open mics.
The
I
ones where you get 5 minutes to try new material, and
well, even at the show, you're gonna get 5 minutes.
yeah.
So you got to use your time how you use it. And
Yeah.
every time I get on that stage, whether it be a paid show or if I'm going to a bar show, I'm going to use it as I'm at a sold out show at any improv opening up for Monique.
Hmm.
Every time I get on that stage because you play how you practice.
Mm. And where do you get your inspiration for your jokes?
Life,
Yeah. Do you
like
do you sit
yeah.
down and write? Like, how do you do it? Do you sit down and write, or you just put it in your phone anytime something funny pops up on a daily basis, type of thing? Do you
It
get what I'm saying?
depends.
Mm-hmm.
Like the incident with the little boy,
Mm-hmm.
the little man boy that tried to holler at me. You know,
Yeah.
I was, yeah, I was literally just walking my dog. So, and I was like, this is hilarious. So I had to put it in I didn't officially write it down,
Yeah.
but it's something that happens so often, you know,
Yeah.
that it's like I'm just gonna speak about it. It's not like I have to write it down because I deal with it all the time.
And do you have because okay, so I don't know if you know Christelle Alonso on Netflix.
No,
Okay, Christella Alonso on Netflix. She's a Latina comedian, and she was talking a lot
not
about
yet.
her mom.
Mhm.
She grew up poor, and her mom was an immigrant and single parent, and I really felt it. And
Right,
me watching stand up, I'm over here crying because I'm like,
right,
oh my god, I totally miss my mom, and I feel it and all that stuff.
right.
Like so when you write, do you write from a vulnerable place like that?
Sometimes,
Uh-huh.
like I have a story because I don't write jokes. I write funny stories that
Right.
has happened to me.
Yeah.
Um, that just happen to be jokes.
Yeah.
But I wrote a story of my mom telling me, giving me the sex talk.
Yeah.
So that was one of the first jokes, I guess,
Yeah.
that I've ever written, and that was what I had did with Monique. And it's gone from being like a three liner to a whole detailed story of me coming home from school being scared of my mom, her telling her telling me to sit down, and I'm going through this detailed story, and the audience is looking at me, and I was scared. And she's like, if they're quiet, they're listening.
Mhm.
So I had to remember that. So while I'm going through this detailed story, and then I get to the end and the crowd goes crazy, then I understand what it's all about. But
Nice. So when you do your
yeah,
story, but when you do your storytelling jokes, do you sprinkle in punchlines here and there?
yes,
Yeah. Okay. So you're not
I
just telling a story
long
and then
story. Yeah,
wait 5 minutes later to get a punchline.
no.
Right.
It's in there during because it's about how I grew up. I mean, I didn't grow
Hmm.
up in a single parent home. I grew up in a two-parent black household. Both of my parents worked. Um, my pops was an electrician. My
Hmm.
mom worked in nursing, so I didn't grow up in poverty.
Right.
We weren't rich, but we weren't poor.
Mm.
And my family just stressed hard work all the time.
Yeah.
Like we would after school, sometimes we would have to go to work with them at the corporations and clean up buildings and empty trash and do all that type stuff. And
So
then
they
on the
taught you
summer,
the
yeah,
value of hard work early. Yeah.
early.
Uh-huh.
In the summer, I worked with my mom at the nursing home, getting
Hmm.
chased by old ladies in wheelchairs.
Are you an only child?
Nope, it's me and my sister and
Mm.
my I have a bunch of brothers and sisters on my biological father's side.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So you and are you the oldest or
I don't
youngest
know
or
where I fit in.
you're like I'm
Yeah,
somewhere, but I'm not
I'm
the
the young.
oldest.
I'm the youngest of my mama's child.
Oh. And
Yeah.
how was it coming out to your parents? Were they
Uh,
were they super like, "Oh, okay."
nope. Nope, they was not. They was not super. Oh, okay.
No, they weren't.
I was
How'd they
born
react?
in 1971. Nothing in
See, I
between.
keep forgetting because you look like you're 30.
Mhm.
Okay, so okay, so what happened when you came out
Yeah.
to your parents?
I really didn't. I didn't come out really.
Hmm.
My parents never approved of my sexuality. Um,
Okay.
they were very religious people,
Mm.
and we went to church all the time. So, but that they thought they were taking me away from my sexuality by forcing church on me, but I met all the gay people I know in church. But so kept taking me to the gay people.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You taking me to gay pride every Sunday,
Yeah.
lady. I don't know what you're talking about. Every
That's
Sunday you're taking me, I got a flag. You don't know.
That's hilarious. Uh-huh.
No, but yeah, growing up, I was not able to express who I was as a
Hmm.
child. I was always into something. I was on my bicycle, a skateboard. I played basketball. I was in dance class. I was
Yeah.
always doing something in order not to, you know, be around anybody that I may offend with my
Uh,
little tomboyish self.
huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's why when you were talking in the beginning, like, oh, when I was growing up, being lesbian wasn't like
Nah.
the same as
You
it is
kept that to
now. And I was like, what
yourself.
is she
Nah.
talking about? I was like, this is like
You kept
very
that to
cool.
yourself.
Wow. And then
It
when
was
you're
like
fine,
a secret.
yeah.
Like you knew somebody in the family was, but nobody talked about it. It was just like they like that. So yeah, they like that. That's what they used to do. They like that. I don't know what that was.
So
But
do
I grew up in
uh-huh.
LA around gay people
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Hairstylists, dancers, actors, they were everywhere. My uncle was, but I didn't know until I was grown and out the house.
Yeah. So
So
do you feel like also with when I asked you like the older we are, it's an advantage for us to start comedy. Do you feel like it's
right.
also an advantage for you because you're LGBT, you know? Right
I'm gonna be completely honest with
now.
you. I didn't really think that I would ever do comedy.
Yeah. Mm.
I started taking it serious when older black women randomly would say, "Where are you performing at?" And I'm like, I don't perform anywhere. I'm not a comedian. Yes, you are. And
Yeah,
when old black women start out the blue telling you what you're supposed to be doing, then you kind of listen because you're just like,
it's true.
maybe that's a spirit of an old ancestor that I don't know about that's speaking through her, and God is telling her to tell me to do it. So
Yeah.
I was like, I should take it serious. And that's basically it. And people kept just telling me I should do it. So I was like, let me try. That's it. I
That's
just
insane.
wanted to do something other than exist
Yeah.
and just be around. I wanted to do something. And another, Lena Waithe. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you know Lena Waithe. If you
Uh-huh.
don't, Google her.
Uh-huh.
She's amazing. And Young and May. Honest to God truth. Those two people, when I saw them,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ah, it's time. I could be me and nobody is really
Ah,
tripping off of me being me.
yeah.
Yeah. Cause I had never seen any representation of me on
Hmm.
TV.
Yeah. Well,
Never seen anything.
you're still in
Right.
your own lane. You're still unique,
I
you know?
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you still have your own. I feel like I should be like a Star Search person. Like, because
On
I can
Star
see,
Search.
yeah, no, no, like the person that's finding the
Oh, a
stars.
fortune teller.
Yeah, because I feel like I can see the talent that other people may not see yet, you know?
I appreciate it. Thank
Just
you.
like for example, like just from looking at your Instagram, I was like, she's a star.
Thank
Like you
you.
just tell.
I
But it's
appreciate it.
interesting how you know how some people are like, I've always wanted to be a comedian since I was like 5 years old, you know?
Well, I always wanted to do something. I knew
Yeah.
that part
Okay.
because my dream was to be the first woman basketball player in the NBA ever. That was
Oh,
my dream as a
uh-huh.
child. I'm only 5'3", people. Okay. Let's get this understood.
you got
But when
you
I was,
got BDE though. You know what that is? BDE?
yes, I do. I do. Okay. I paid for it. Listen, I paid
Uh-huh.
for my BD. So growing up, I always wanted, that's what I was going to do. I was going to play basketball. I was going to play for USC. I was going to go on and I was going to be one of the women that played in the WNBA. And I was always,
Mhm.
discouraged from doing that because I had a very religious upbringing and
Mhm.
stern, family.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it. And then it was basketball, dancing, or something.
Mhm.
I don't know. I did break dancing for a while. That was fun.
Yeah.
I, I still got a friend that does pop locking.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so and then it just dwindled away. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got a job. I grew up. I grew
Yeah.
up and got a regular 9 to 5 job working at an office building.
Oh
Got
shit.
fat. You know, once you get an office job, you're getting fat. That's just
That's why
it.
we're all gaining weight in Corona
That's
because we're
right.
just
That's
sitting here.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You little young kids, y'all little young girls, you keep on keeping on because one day you're gonna have an office job and you're gonna wake up 5 years after you get that office job. You're gonna be like, bitch, what happened? The wig is gonna be over there. Your ass is gonna be fat. You're gonna be trying to figure out how come I'm still single.
Yeah.
I've been at this office job for like 10 years. These motherfuckers don't want to pay me. You're gonna be doing all that shit. Keep living. Keep living.
Pro tip.
Right. Keep living. Then
Pro.
you're gonna wake up like 49 and like, fuck this shit. I need a change.
Have you ever thought about putting your dance moves in your stand up when you perform
No,
on stage? You're not gonna do it.
I'm too old for that.
Like
These,
not.
these knees, yeah, these knees is popping and locking on their own. I don't need no shit. I don't need to help them.
So have
Yeah.
are you gonna put out an album or film your own
Um,
special?
I want to do all of that.
Mhm.
I'm really still learning
Yeah.
everything. And I got in this business so fast.
Yeah.
And I just, one minute I was doing house parties. My good friend Tim Jackson started doing house parties for me.
Mhm.
I met him have you ever been to Stern Grove in San Francisco?
Uh-uh. But what do you
Oh,
mean
it's
by house parties for you? Like Like literally a house party, or is that a term for something?
Literally
Okay.
throwing a party with a microphone and a speaker in order for me to do stand up and get
Nice.
accustomed to. That was my 6 months. That
The
was
house
it.
party. That's where you performed.
That was every Thursday. I for
Wow.
like 6 months, every Thursday. Probably no, probably like 4 months. I would go to this lady's house named Queen, and we would do comedy in front of her friends, and I would work on my stuff. And every day Tim would give me homework. Do this, write this down, say this. And I would come back the next Thursday and we would do some more stuff. He introduced me to Tony Sparks. I would sit in and watch the open mics with Tony Sparks. I never did any open mics with them. Then I met Monique, got on stage, did 10
Damn.
minutes. Next thing you know, I'm on tour with her.
Next, see, that is so, I am so inspired. You don't even understand how inspired I am right now listening to you, because everybody has their own way, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has their own path. And yours, ladies and gentlemen, was house parties every
Just doing,
Thursday, just doing her material. Just, I'm
yeah.
sorry, I was supposed to ask your pronouns, right? Does it
No,
bother you?
I'm old school, remember?
Oh yeah.
I don't we didn't have all those pronouns and shit.
Oh,
I fought too hard not to be called it, them, they, them, and she. I fought hard not to be called a pronoun. Shit, call me my name. You know what I'm saying?
oh my
I
God,
fought
that's
too hard for the pronouns. I'm sorry. I love my community. Shout
yeah,
out to the Alphabet Gang and the
right,
new generation with all of your pronouns and what you choose to name yourselves. I'm
right,
all for it. But I fought hard
yeah.
and I had to stand outside this woman's house one time
Hmm.
because her mother wouldn't let me in the house.
Oh shit.
And I'm grown and I'm
Yeah.
standing outside and she's like, it's at the door.
Shut up. That really happened.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. So I don't subscribe to pronouns.
Okay.
My name is Tammy Tealove,
Right.
Tammy T. You know,
Yeah.
Tammy, if I really know you like that, but you don't, I don't really care.
Okay. Cool. Thank you for that. That was
Yeah,
so refreshing to hear you say that. Honestly, because now I just sometimes, I want to be respectful. And sometimes I'm like, I forgot to ask. And then I feel like I'm
right,
walking on eggshells. Like, am I going to offend
right.
somebody? And it's like, but I love, I love everybody. Like, I don't
Yeah.
have to like
No,
everybody. I don't
nowadays, yeah,
like everybody.
nowadays,
Yeah.
yeah, nowadays you have to ask those questions.
Right.
But no, I'm good.
But okay. So your way to stand up comedy and finding Monique was house parties. Just someone who believed in you, threw you a house party every Thursday, put a microphone, like probably one of those ones attached to
Y-
a little speaker, right?
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
just did your material.
Stood in the living room and did my stuff.
And how many people were in
Um,
the audience in the
it
house?
was probably in the house, it was probably like 10, 15
Right.
people.
And you just did it.
Did my stuff. And
Yeah.
then the only reason why I went to go see Monique is because this woman broke up with me. She broke my heart.
Hmm.
And so when
Usually
she
that's
broke
how it
my heart,
happens.
yeah, she broke my heart. And then I was like, F it, I'm
Yeah.
really gonna take this comedy serious
Hmm.
because I felt like I was putting my energy in the wrong places.
Yeah.
I was putting my energy focusing on trying to be in a relationship
Yeah.
instead of focusing on what the old ancestor black ladies kept telling me to do
Yeah.
and do comedy. So I said, well, I'm gonna go study the greats. Since when is the next time I'm gonna see an Academy Award winning actress, a
Jesus.
black Academy
Yeah.
Award winning actress in my town up close and personal?
Huh. Yeah.
So I said, I'm gonna buy a ticket and I'm gonna sit right in the front. And I did. I bought a ticket, I got dressed up, one ticket for me, no one else. I got dressed
Yeah.
up. I was talking to the women outside, and it was like, "Oh, you got dressed up for Monique, huh?" You never know. You never know. I may be able to get a hug from her. I don't know, but
Yep.
I'm gonna be ready.
Yep.
Sat there. I was on Facebook at first, and I was like, "Nah, you got to show. next week. You need to rehearse for your show next week. So I
Mm,
pulled out my material and started going over my stuff, trying to stay focused because my attention prior to meeting her was again focused on stuff that I shouldn't have been focused on.
yeah.
So I started reading my material, going over it. The show started. Gerald Kelly came out. If you don't know him, look him up. He's
Hmm.
very funny. Gerald Kelly.
Hmm.
He did his thing. Monique came out, and I said, "Look at God." She was she was amazing. She came stepping out. She looked beautiful.
Yeah.
The energy, everything. She controlled the crowd.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely amazing. And we exchanged words while she was on stage, which now I know is uh
Crowd work.
with crowd work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after the show, she, was looking for me. Tammy, where's Tammy? And I told her I was an inspiring comedian. She said, well, get on stage and do 10 minutes.
In that moment.
In that moment, she said, my next show is going to start in about 20 minutes. You can open up for me. I'll tell the manager you're going to do 10 minutes. I said, right now? She said, do you want 10 minutes or not? And I was like, I can't tell you no.
You're like,
She
I'm
said,
already
all right.
dressed for it. I'm dressed for the okay. You were ready.
And what this is the opportunity that the little ancestor Black ladies kept
Yeah.
telling me that I was supposed to be. So Gerald Kelly, he was real cool with allowing me to even have some of his time.
Yeah.
um but he, gave me some motivational words, let me know just relax. None of these people know me, so it's not like, you know they're going to benefit. So I got up there and did my 10 minutes. I think I did like 15 actually, because I
Mm.
saw a red light. I don't think you're supposed to get a red light.
It's not supposed to flash.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to get a red
So
light,
if it's
but
flashing at you.
yeah. So I was up there for a minute, I think.
Yeah.
uh, Paul Mooney was in the audience. I was up there for a minute.
Very
And
cool.
I got off the stage, and everybody, I could hear them laughing. I could hear them cheering. Monique went out there, and she said, before she went out there, she was like, baby, you don't know what's going to happen. Your life is about to change. And she was absolutely
Oh.
right. Yeah.
Damn, that's so sweet. I'm gonna cry. I'm sappy
Oh, don't
because
cry.
I'm a new mom. I'm a mom. So I'm
Yeah.
always crying about something. Oh, that is so
Yeah.
sweet.
And she told the audience, out of her 30 years of being a comedian in this game, she had never seen a lesbian comedian get on the stage and talk the way I talk. And she was taking me on tour with her.
You know what?
And here I am.
I really do think it works in your favor that you started later in life, though. Because I mean, when we were in our 20s,
Mhm.
what the hell were we going to talk about?
Girl, I would have been responsible with the responsibility of this.
Yeah.
This is a big responsibility. And at 20, there's no way I would have been responsible. I would have been in jail for a DUI, or I would have been something stupid. It would have
Yeah.
been horrible.
I would have just been talking about dating and, just like whatever, regular stuff.
Liquor
But
and gay clubs. That's it.
yeah. So what is your um God, I love listening to all your stories. This is so amazing. But it's,
It's weird to me that people. I've been telling these stories for years.
yeah.
I gotta switch.
What are you switching to? What happened? No, we can't hear you. She's trying to change her headphones.
Okay. Yes.
There.
I've been telling these stories for a long time.
Oh yeah, we can't hear you. You're going in and out. We can't hear you. You're going in and out. The reception is not as good. You can't put your Bluetooth speakers back in? Is it bothering your ears?
Okay.
There you
Can you?
go. Yeah.
All right. Um.
You've been
What was
telling
I
these
saying?
stories forever.
Yeah. Nobody really cared. And now,
Now everyone cares.
because it's like my friends were like, "You should do comedy. You should do comedy," and I'm like, nobody cares what I have to say. And it's weird that people are like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe you said that. I've been wanting to say that." Or I did a show in Vegas,
Mhm.
and again, I'm still learning, and it's just her and I, and I'm still learning. And I'm up there and I'm doing my thing, and I see a couple that's sitting to my left, and the guy is sitting there. He has a real stern look on his face. He looks like one of my uncles, and he has this real disapproving look on his face, and his wife and his wife's, whoever she is, friend, is
Uh-huh.
sitting there, and they're looking at me very with a blank face and very serious, and it was making me uncomfortable, but I couldn't show it. I had
Uh-huh.
to continue on because everybody else was enjoying the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So, and I had did some things on that stage I had never done or think that I could do. So when we was over, he came up to me. He was like, "Can you talk to my daughter?"
Mm.
And I was like, "What?" He showed me his daughter looked just like me.
Whoa.
So it was more of him seeing his daughter through
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
than him disapproving. He just
Right.
never seen his daughter in real life before, outside of
Yeah.
the household, and being successful and saying the things that I'm saying, that's probably things that she said to him that he just didn't understand.
Wow.
So yeah, they were very excited. The daughter was excited. And it
Oh.
gave me a sense of, this is why I'm here and this is what I'm doing it for.
Oh. I have a
Yeah.
couple more questions. I know I'm keeping you for a
Okay.
long time. But
Oh, no,
okay.
I'm just trying to make sure my earphones don't die.
Okay. So what has comedy help you break through, if anything?
Public speaking.
Yeah? You used to be really shy, afraid of public speaking?
I grew up in a different era. Kids are meant to be seen and not heard. I
Damn,
didn't
yeah.
I didn't have an opinion when I was young. Although
Yeah.
outside with my friends, I was, the loud mouth or talking shit, or
Uh-huh.
the littlest one with the biggest bark. But standing in front of people, adults, even though I am an adult, standing in front of these people is different.
Yeah. I'm
Can
still
you
here.
hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
So, so since I'm standing in front of these people that look like people I grew up with that used to discipline me, it kind of brings you back to that point of, I shouldn't be saying this, but my aunts and my uncles and my family members have come to my show. My grandmother,
Mm,
my nana is 91 years old. She's heard
mm.
my comedy. She's given me permission to cuss. I called and asked her, and she said it was okay. So fuck it.
Aw.
I'm out here and
Yeah.
I'm doing what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah, yes, I love it. So what do you wanna tell these youngins or anybody who's just starting comedy? What kind of pro tips do you wanna give them?
Just
Anyone who's
get
in it.
on the stage, get on as many open mics as you can. Keep just doing the same thing over and over and over again. You're gonna get tired of telling them same jokes, but don't get tired of telling them same jokes, because as you tell those same jokes over and over, they're gonna get better and better. And a small joke is gonna get bigger and bigger. And that little line of a joke that you wrote is gonna turn into 20 minutes. You're gonna take that 3 minutes that you was given an opportunity to get on stage at the Laugh Factory, and that little 3 minute joke is going to turn into 20 minutes. I wrote a joke real fast. People always say, "Tammy, what's the difference between straight girls and lesbians?" Nothing. They both taste the same. See, that's easy. And I wrote that joke because I was challenged at the punchline. You got to go up there, say a joke, get off the stage. That is what you had to do. So you're gonna face challenges in this game, and you're gonna face challenges in life.
Mhm.
Don't never let anyone tell you your dream is not reachable. Don't ever wake up from your dream, live in it. Because
Yeah.
every time you sleep and you dreaming, and that's a good dream, and you hear that little noise, you wake up, you can't get that dream back. I'm not saying stay sleep in the bed. I'm saying stay in that dream that you
Right.
had and live in it and make it a reality. Because every time you say, wow, this is a deja vu, it's because you're supposed to have seen that before, because you were supposed to be in that moment, in that space right there. It is your job to figure out the ending of that deja vu. My name is Tammy Tealove. Don't ever wake up from your dream. Keep living. I'm
I
out.
love it. I love it. Yay! But wait, I wanted to ask you about your merch.
What? Oh,
Dishwasher safe. Tell us about this dishwasher safe. So you can find her on
yeah,
tammytealove.com and you can find
yeah.
her merch.
Yeah, you got to
Dishwasher
come to the
safe.
show in order to find out about dishwasher safe.
Ah.
Anything you want to know about me, you got to come to the show and see it. I'm not like these little young kids. You go to
we're
my
not we're
Instagram,
not TikToking
right?
all our jokes.
I'm not TikToking and all that. No, come to the show, see what it's about, feel the energy, feel the love,
Yeah.
see me in person, and then we can have some fun. Get out of your phone sometimes. Stay in your phone for Instagram at Tammy Tealove. But
Yeah. And
but
log on to
find out,
Zoom, watch the virtual
yeah,
shows. Because
yeah, do
because
that.
but listen, for virtual shows, I'll be real, not everybody can do a virtual show, not everybody's good at it. Not every comic can do it.
Right.
But Tammy can do it because I've seen
I
her
appreciate it.
yesterday.
Thank
You had to
you.
be a really good joke writer to be able to to be good on Zoom. So
Thank you.
she's very entertaining. But tammytealove.com, at Tammy Tealove on Instagram, all the platforms. You're so inspiring. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having
I
me.
can
And
talk to you
remember,
forever.
people, don't try to rob me when you see me on the street. I bought this shine on Facebook. You're going to be
Facebook
mad when you get to the car, partner. I'm just telling you now, you're going to be mad.
when you get to the
It's
pawn
just,
shop.
yeah, it's pretty. That's it. It's just pretty.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Peace.
Bye.